Bonjour everyone and welcome to my new channel, The Waves of Your Soul readings. This is gonna be our sacred space, our little sanctuary where we can focus on tarot readings, pick a card readings, monthly guidance, all meant to empower you and to give you tools to help you navigate the oceans of your life. I'm so excited to be creating this sacred space for us all. Some of you might know me from my other channel, The Waves of Your Soul, where I get to be a deck goblin, where I get to share my love and passion for tarot and oracle decks. I will still continue posting on that channel. I just really felt called for this year onward to start creating a separate sacred space for us for our readings. And if it's your first time hearing from me, hi, welcome. My name is Maureen. I'm a French tarot reader, hence the very strong frog accent, and it's such a pleasure to have you here. For your 2025 year ahead reading, we will be pulling tarot and oracle cards. We're going to be doing some astrology, which is divination through dice. We're going to get an overview of the year ahead, what are going to be the energies for each sign, what are you invited to focus on for each sign, as well as ways you can invite more joy, more fun into your life. I really wanted these readings to be nourishing, gentle, and empowering so that you can start the year the best way possible. For ease of navigation, I'm going to split the videos into 4 categories: fire signs, water signs, earth signs, and air signs. Each different video contains 3 different signs. I do encourage you to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs so that you can get the most complete reading for you. You can find all the other videos in the description box so that you can navigate. This is kind of an a la carte menu. I invite you to follow your intuition, but if you want the most complete reading for you, then you can check out your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. In the description box, you will also find all the decks I'm using. I'm using a different decks for each of my signs. And as of course, with all of those readings, I do remind you that tarot is a compass. It can help you navigate your way through life, but you remain the captain of your own ship. I'm so excited you're here. I'm so excited for this new chapter we're gonna write together. So let's get into it. Welcome to your reading, my Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is going to be your 2025 year ahead reading, where we will look at the general themes of the year ahead. We will look at what archetype you're invited to step into, qualities of being you're invited to work with. We'll look at what you're invited to focus on, ways that you can bring more joy into your life. I'm going to try and keep this reading more of a bird's eye point of view, more of a broader view and broader perspective of the year ahead. I will be coming back every month anyway on my channel with monthly readings, so I want to keep this quite general, and I want to try and keep this reading very uplifting and nourishing, as I know we all need a little bit of that towards the end of the year. We're going to start with a little bit of astrology, which is divination through dice. This is a moment where, whilst I'm throwing them, if you're wearing headphones, you might want to take them out because it can be loud. So just a little heads up. Let's have a look at what the energies of 2025 are going to be for my Gemini. Let's have a look. Energies, the vibe 2025. Okay, I will put everything back upright. So we have the credit card, the little building, the lighting bolt, the arrow, we have the wheel, magnifying glass, we have the little face, we have the lock, and we have the bridge. So the first thing I'm hearing from my Geminis in terms of energy is that this could be a very healing year, specifically around you managing to heal something, alleviate something, cross a bridge towards feeling lighter, more empowered, less burden, as you are gonna decide that next year you no longer want to carry a wound or a certain baggage you've been like carrying on your shoulder. For my Geminis, I see you working very hard, specifically first 3 months of the year, to alleviate yourself of something that is burdening you. Maybe you're doing a big work on shame, maybe you're doing a big work on guilt, maybe you're doing a big work on like some, I don't know, a wound, something you've been carrying, self-criticism, perfectionism. There's something you really want to heal and leave behind and move away from, specifically with this bottom line here. It's moving away from feeling stuck, feeling sad, feeling burdened, towards crossing a bridge and alleviating yourselves and freeing yourselves and suddenly stepping into, I'm getting full vibes, suddenly deciding to leave all the burden behind and start a new chapter. So for me, for my Geminis, I'm getting first 3 months is a big healing time to work on yourself, to like heal something you've been like carrying, and to decide to, you know what, I no longer let my shame burden me, or I will no longer let my guilt burden me, or I will no longer let my self-criticism burden me. I'm gonna decide to cross that bridge and step into a version of myself that feels a lot lighter. I see you really holding a magnifying glass because you want to get to the root of the problem, the root of the wound, of like, why do I feel like this, or why have I been acting this way, or why don't I seem to shake up this habit, or whatever. And you're getting the tools, you're getting the energy, you're getting the support, specifically January, February, March, to heal that and to move on. So I'm seeing my Geminis freeing themselves, I'm seeing my Geminis transmuting pain into gold. Difficult things happening in 2024 or even prior, I see you in 2025, my Geminis, alchemizing that into golden nuggets, into lessons, into wisdom, into power, into even inspiration for some of you, ideas, creativity. So there's also a big alchemy, because in my mind's eye I'm seeing an alchemist. So for my Gemini, there's a strong theme of alchemy too, in the sense of alchemizing hurt or wound or a difficult experience into something no longer painful, but into something beautiful, into fuel, into, like I was saying, power, whatever it may be. It's a deep year for my Geminis. There's potential for big healing, transmutation, getting to know yourself even better. That's so beautiful. I love that for you. For me, here we're talking about home, environment, where you live, where you belong, all of that, and so there could be strong themes of that, and that's something that came up for quite a few signs actually, that for 2025 for my Geminis there could be a strong theme around moving home, changing home, buying home, moving to a new country, moving to a new state, renovating your home, making purchases related to where you live, going from living in a flat to living in a house, living in a house to living in a flat, living with housemates to living on your own, living on your own to living with a romantic partner or with friends. There's something around home, environment, things like that that's important, specifically like buying a home, moving home, renovating a home, changing home. If that's something you guys have been wanting to do, 2025 could be very good for that. I'm sensing that. Specifically for those of you who have been wanting to go far. We have the arrow pointing towards, outside, so this could be for those of you who want to move abroad specifically, or move far to the other side of the country or anything like that. It's a great time for that. You're gonna get inspiration. You're gonna get, like with the lightning bolt, for me it's like a strike of genius, inspiration. It's finding oneself at the right time, at the right place. So it's getting like the right phone call for a job opportunity that is in the place you want to move to, or it's finding the perfect ad online for the flat that you've been looking for. It's like a strike of the divine, it's like a strike of the divine that allows you to move away from somewhere towards somewhere new, specifically somewhere far away. For those of you who've been, like I said, either wanting to move country, move state, something like that. So that's what I'm getting in terms of energy. But let's have a look at your tarot cards. The tarot that wanted to work for my Gemini is this one. It is the Altar Tarot. It's an out of print deck now, but it's wonderful. It mixes tarot with traditional cartomancy. It's really great, and it really wanted to work for my Gemini. It reads like a dream, and I'm excited to use this for you. So it would be fun for 2025 to work with archetypes specifically, so we're going to start with that. This one is like an archetype that represents ways of beings, energy you might want to step into, qualities you might want to embody next year to have a good year. Specifically, it's related to Greek gods and goddesses, as they can represent archetypes that are easily applicable to our life. So don't worry if you don't know anything about Greek gods or Greek goddesses. I don't know who this is, I've not looked at, we're going to discover it together, but I will tell you once we turn it who or what they represent, as I'm fairly familiar with them. And this is going to represent your archetype energy that you're invited to step into or work with. So like I was saying, qualities of being, actionable steps, things like that, that you can inspire yourself from this particular Greek god or goddess. So let's see from my Gemini, who is your archetypal energy for 2025? Let's see. Wow, okay, we have Persephone. I love that for you guys. I'm very jealous. I was hoping she would come up for Aries. I mean, we had some great one for Aries, so I'm happy too. Very excited for you guys, for my Geminis, because I love Persephone. Okay, for those of you guys who are not familiar with who Persephone is, in Greek mythology, she's a very particular, special goddess, because she is both the goddess of spring as well as the queen of the underworld. So she is balancing two opposites, two polarities, much like you, my Geminis, being able to balance different things, being able to work with polarities, duality. Persephone is a very like dual goddess. Like I said, she's both queen of the underworld where the dead people go. That's where she spends 6 months of the year, in the underworld with Hades, and then the other 6 months of the year she comes back to the surface of earth, and suddenly she's the goddess of springs, of flowers, blooms, and suddenly she represents life and birth and everything that makes spring and summer what it is. So she's both like goddess of life and death. She really walks this line striding between the two. She represents those two dualities, and it makes so much sense after your astrogalomancy, after the dice, why you have Persephone. Because remember I said next year there's opportunities for going deep, for alchemizing pain, doing a little bit of shadow work, healing something profound. This is the side of Persephone that is linked to the underworld, to our own underworld. She allows us to help us work through our shadows, to help us heal, to help us look within. She can help us go deep, right? Which is something you guys are going to be able to do in 2025. But she's also the goddess of spring, meaning like she also shines and she blooms. And so she's also reminding you to balance those moments of doing deep work with moments where you have fun, where you enjoy life for what it is, where you enjoy life's pleasures, where you cultivate your ability to see beauty in the world, to use your imagination, to use this like spring-like energy to create, to nurture. So a beautiful synchronicity with what we've talked about. In terms of qualities of beings you're invited to embody next year. So we have with Persephone an idea of working with cycles, of working with our own rhythms, of honoring the cycles within. There's moments where we're going to be very active, moments where we're going to be more passive and restful. There's moments where we're going to feel very sociable, and moments where we are going to be called to be very like introspective. She wants to encourage you to work with those cycles, to honor your own cycles, your own rhythm. The moments where you feel it's very like go time, and the moments where you feel you need to recharge. She wants you to get used to this cycle of death, rebirth, life and death, metaphorically speaking, obviously. She also is a very sensitive goddess. She's like in the sense of very intuitive, linked to imagination, dreams, so she can help you tap into all of that, your creativity, your ability to dream, your ability to tap into your intuition, your sensibility, your empathy. All of those things are going to be very strong for you, my Gemini, next year. You have the ability to walk with change, like I was saying, to cultivate your intuition, your imagination, and to prepare for rebirth. Specifically for my Gemini, I'm hearing like rebirth is coming. I'm thinking after January, February. So I feel like January, February, you're focused on healing something, on recharging your batteries, on like you're in the underworld by choice, I'm hearing, because you want to heal something or you want to recharge your energy, take things slow. And then when springtime comes, which usually like March for those of you guys in the northern hemisphere, you're gonna feel this like rebirth energy of like Persephone coming back to the surface of the world, and suddenly all the trees are blooming, your energy is blooming too, and this is when you're suddenly being a lot more broad with your energy, a lot more active. If you're like tapping into your power, you're celebrating yourself, you want to go out there, taking risks, new fresh starts, and all of that. You can really create a rebirth for yourself, my Geminis, as long as you're not afraid to do that and balance that with the act of going deep, getting to know your metaphorical underworld too. If you do that, if you alchemize that into gold, you could have a powerful year, my Geminis, truly, because Persephone is a powerful archetype to work with. So let's have a look at your tarot card. We're going to be looking at three main things. I told you guys I wanted to keep this quite broad perspective and also uplifting. So we're going to look at first what can 2025 bring to you in terms of dreams, true calling, visions, big manifestations. This is like big life goal, big dreams. What can 2025 bring, my Geminis, for that? We look at what you need to focus on day to day. So what you need to focus your intention, your time, for like daily goals, things like that, what you're invited to focus on. And finally, my favorite part of the reading, what can you do to bring more joy, more peace, more fun? How can you have a good year? Pretty much. What can you do? Have a good year, my Geminis. That's my favorite part of the reading because it's important. We want to have a good time. Let's start with dreams, true calling, vision. What can 2025 bring in terms of true calling, visions for my Geminis? The Hermit. I'm laughing because this is coming for pretty much all of my signs. I've said this to every one of my signs. The Hermit is the energy for the collective for 2025 because we are in the 9th year. When you do 2 + 2 + 5 for 2025, you get 9, which in tarot is linked to the Hermit, right? For you guys, you get this at your... So we're going to have to work with the Hermit as a collective anyway. But specifically for my Geminis, we have the Hermit linked to big dreams, big goals. That tells me that the time you spend getting to know yourself, the time you spend focus on introspection, on quiet contemplation, on getting to know yourself, your soul, on truly whatever ways you can do to get to know yourself. The more you get to know yourself deeply, the more you prioritize quiet contemplation, getting to know yourself, all facets of you, the easier it will be to manifest what it is you want. So tap into the Hermit energy, my Geminis, next year. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to spend time on your own. Don't be afraid to getting to know yourself better. Don't be afraid to getting to know your metaphorical underworld, as this is going to allow you to move towards your goals quicker, because the more you know yourself, the easier it is to manifest what it is you want, okay? We also have the Ace of Wands for my Geminis, so this is a great year for creative projects, passion projects, things that make you feel alive. If you've been thinking about starting something creative, launching something creative, I don't know, maybe some of you guys are like deciding to write a book, maybe some of you guys are deciding to start your YouTube channel, maybe some of you guys are like feeling the spark to travel somewhere, maybe some of you are super passionate about starting a course, something that makes you feel excited, you want to explore somewhere new. This is a great year for that, going outside your comfort zone, following your passion, following that inner fire. That could bring a lot to my Geminis. We love that. Okay, we also have the Chariot. Yeah, so I'm telling you, apart from the first couple of months that I do feel are going to be more introspective and focused around healing, around resting for my Geminis, I do think the rest of the year is going to be quite busy. You're going to be making moves, my Gemini. You have places to be, people to see, you have stuff you want to do. And with the unicorn, truly, it's a beautiful, for me, I mean, she's linked to purity, she's linked to magic. So for me, she's really there coming as a blessing. With the Chariot, my Geminis could really have the energy, the determination, the focus to go after what it is you want. And remember, we have the idea of you embodying the archetype of Persephone. So we have with Persephone this idea of rebirth, going like walking with a cycle from like the underworld to life. So I really see you guys when you're gonna feel like it's the right time, when you feel called to, when you feel like you've been in the underworld enough and you're gonna feel that inner calling to step out into the light, to bloom, to come back, create that new chapter, to invite spring into your life. When you feel that call, that inner calling, there's not gonna be much that can stand in your way, my Geminis. So I really love that for you guys. Sorry, I just saw my candle had burnt out and that was bothering me, so I had to put a new one. Okay, like I was saying, I really want to reinforce for my Geminis that next year there is an invitation to follow your own rhythms, follow your own cycles. Don't pay attention to what other people are doing or to the seasons or to like the collective energies, whatever. Follow you're on your own timeline, my Geminis. Next year you are invited to follow your own rhythm. You're gonna know when it's time to go deep and be in that quiet hermit-like introspective time, and when it's time for you to step outside and to bloom and to step into the springtime of this, you know, of your year, you will also feel that. And I think it will come from an inner calling on your own rhythm. You're on your own timing, my Geminis. You have to embrace that next year. That's gonna allow you as well, I think, relieve a lot of pressure. Let's have a look at what you're invited to focus on: your time, your energy, your money, your intention, what you're invited to focus on to have the best. Look, I love that harmony. So with the Ace of Cups, we have an invitation here to focus on ways where you can pour love into yourself. Here the universe wants you to find ways in your day-to-day life to bring more love to you, to bring more love into your life, to bring more joy into your life. So maybe it's by allowing you to do things that bring you joy. Maybe it's like creating a daily routine that allows you to have a few moments a day that are just for you, not for anyone else, not for your kids or your family or your friends or whatever, but or for your work, but for you, for your own harmony, your own inner peace. So for some of you guys, it's making sure you're getting a good sleep. For some of you guys, it's like giving yourself the gift of going for a walk in nature every week, or for some of you guys, it's a mindfulness practice or something that brings you a lot of peace and joy. For some of you, it's like, I don't know, making sure that you have time for your hobbies, that you give yourself the gift of your favorite cup of tea in the morning, or reading a book that makes you happy. What are the ways you can pour more love, more care into your life so that your life feels like it's a peaceful, beautiful place, so that you don't feel like your mind is this chaotic storm, and so that you can introduce more in your day-to-day ways that again soothe you, nourish you, feel good. It's about bringing harmony into your day-to-day, specifically I think around ways to treat yourself. And with treating yourself doesn't have to be self-care, you know, it doesn't have to be buying things that make you happy, although if that's the case, you do you, boo, of course. I fully support that. I have a Taurus moon, so little treats are my way to get through anything. But here we could also be talking about things like day-to-day practice, like I was saying, a mindfulness practice, or a certain physical activity, or a certain hobby that makes you feel good, you know, that makes you feel nourished, that can nurture a certain harmony in your life. And I'm hearing you're doing this for you and not for anyone else, so that's important. Let's see what else. What are you invited to focus on, my Geminis? Three of Wands, improvements, yeah. I see travel for my Gemini as being super important, so it doesn't have to be that you do go somewhere super far. It could just be like you're exploring the city next to you you've never been, you're going to try a new restaurant you've never been, you're going outside your comfort zone, you want to step into, I don't know, you're going to the next... You're doing a weekend away somewhere, you're traveling to a new country. For some of you guys, it's a big travel you have in mind, and that's awesome. For some of you, it's generally speaking more wanting to open your horizons, broaden your horizons, wanting to discover new things. You know, with this Three of Wands, we have the idea of like truly going on a little adventure, going on a quest. That's also what you're invited to focus on. So ways where you can discover new things, explore new places, even if it's not even going somewhere new, but in your mind, exploring new things. So ways, maybe it's like learning a new language, maybe it's like reading books on a theme you've never learned before, learning new things because you're taking a course. Here you're invited to step outside your comfort zone in some way or another, to expand your horizons and to discover new things. So like I was saying, it could be listening to new artists or new music you've never listened to, trying new food you've never tried before, or it could be traveling, it could be many different things. Opening, broadening your horizons. What can you do day to day to broaden your horizons, my Gemini? I think that will also be very nourishing. Let's look at joy, peace, fun. How can you bring more joy? How can you bring more fun? How can you have a good year, my Geminis? Look, I love that for you. We have the sun. How cool. We have the sun. We love to see that. So how can you bring more joy? So with the Sun card, I'm hearing something quite specific. It's not necessarily like what the Sun card means, but it's what it's giving me right now. First, we go back to the idea of trust, that you are on your own path and that you take things at your own rhythm. Again, don't pay too much attention to what other people are doing, because you're doing you and that's enough, okay? So that's the first thing I'm getting. The other thing I'm getting with this particular like reading with the Sun card is embracing what makes you happy, regardless if other people find it cringe or not. It's like, embrace your cringe, embrace the parts of you that love stuff that other people might find weird or cringe or just a bit strange, but for you it brings you joy. Embrace that, tap into that even more. I'm really hearing embrace the cringe. So this is like, I don't know, maybe some of you guys loved dressing up as a child and then you stopped doing that because you felt like, I can't do that when I'm a grown-up. Maybe this year you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna get into cosplaying, or I'm gonna get into dressing up for the Renaissance fair, and you're reconnecting with this dressing up vibe that you enjoyed as a child. Or maybe for some of you it's like deciding that you're gonna go back into singing, even if you get a bit shy and you're embarrassed because you don't know if you can sing, but you just really feel called to singing. It's about embracing that. Decide all the things that you want to do for the sake of it being joyful, regardless whether people think it's weird or strange or unique or cringe or whatever. I'm hearing embrace your uniqueness, embrace your cringe, do the things that you find joyful regardless of what anyone else says or what society says or whatever. Who cares? It's your life. You're meant to have fun, my Gemini. You're meant to embrace all the parts of you that make you you, and it's about, saying fuck off to all the societal expectations and people's opinions and embracing what makes you happy, okay? Let's see what else my Geminis can do to have the best year possible. Look, we have the Queen of Cups. So support, okay, beautiful. I love this card so much with the little hummingbird. Don't hesitate to ask for help next year, my Geminis. Don't hesitate to rely on your friends, rely on your family, rely on your loved ones, whomever you love and you support, and who loves and supports you. Don't hesitate to tap into that next year. You're not alone. You don't have to do this alone. You can ask for help. You can call a friend. You can find support. Rely in the people around you, in the people in your life, to bring joy, to bring emotional fulfillment, specifically when you are in those like underworld moments of your year where you're gonna go more hermit mode, where you're gonna work with the idea of Persephone being queen of the underworld. You can count and rely on the people around you, your loved ones, even a professional if you feel called to do that, to help you navigate this time. And then also when you are in the springtime of Persephone, again, you can count on your support and loved ones to celebrate with you, to enjoy with you, to have fun with you. There is a lot of opportunity for joy for my Geminis here. There's a lot of opportunity for finding joy in the day-to-day, for reconnecting with the sun, for blooming, for inviting spring into your life metaphorically. I'm hearing you can paint a new sun in your sky. Okay, my Geminis? And that's super beautiful. Okay, we're gonna look at your oracle cards. I have messed up all my cards. What am I doing? I need to stop. Yeah. Okay, let's look at your oracle cards. Okay, let's see what you have. We have Ascension, beautiful. So reach out. With Ascension, we have the idea for me of elevation, of going after your dreams, of daring to dream, daring to go after what it is you want. It's very Chariot-like energy, very Ace of Wands energy. It's about daring to, go after your creative pursuit, to chase joy, to chase your passion projects, all of that. There's an idea here of daring to embrace that. It's going to be important for my Geminis next year. Let's see what else you have. Look, we have the Alchemist, you guys. I don't check the oracle cards. I can't make this shit up. I told you there was this idea of alchemizing pain into golden nuggets, of learning to know yourself even more so that you can transmute all of those potential old wounds or whatever into lessons, into power, into fuel. You're the alchemist next year. That's your archetype. I love that for my Gemini. Powerful, beautiful. Okay, I'm hearing the world also needs your story. If some of you guys have been thinking about writing, specifically sharing a story, something like that, sharing your voice on social media, I don't know, sharing your experience or something, this is an invitation as well to do that. Okay, we have surrendered to the magic of who you are. I mean, exactly. We all have magic in us. Even in the mundane aspects of life, remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from being you. Yes, yes, please, to all of that. I love that so much for my Gemini. Very much resonating to what we've talked about here with the sun, embracing all sides of you, whether it's cringe or weird or whatever, who cares? You're magical the way you are, embrace it. Okay, this is going to be your animal guide for the year, animal energy you can work with. And you have the sea turtle. And love that. One of my favorite animals myself. It's linked to conservation, make conscious choices. So for me, this is a little like warning bell to say, pay attention as well to your boundaries next year, my Geminis, and also pay attention to where you're pouring your energy and your time. Specifically, peoples. If you feel like there's relationships that are just draining you, it might be time for a little boundary, right? We have this idea of conservation here, so it's okay sometime to, again, retreat, pause, regroup, hermit mode, put your phone on plane mode. You don't have to always give of yourself, always be accessible for people. Sometimes you're allowed to take time for you, take care of you, recharge your batteries. This is something that's coming through for me. It's linked to this hermit energy we're all gonna have to work with. So there's ways that you're gonna work with, like making sure you're not overspending your energy, specifically into other people, I'm hearing. So maybe some boundaries needing to be put, some conversations needing to be have with people so that you can feel more rested and more at peace. Okay, so last oracle card we have, it's a Disney theme oracle deck, and I wanted to give one last message from your inner child around what the year has in store for you. So let's see for my Gemini, what do you have? Look, we have Hercules and we have winning efforts, literally success. Whatever you guys have got in mind, your efforts are paying off. With Hercules, we have the idea of him literally going through so many struggles, but eventually reaching success, reaching his dreams, reaching what he wants. Last card for my Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is going to be your affirmation, your mantra for the year. For you guys, what is your mantra? What is your affirmation? Whoop! We have, my progress is not diminished by my setbacks. Exactly. This is, for me, really resonant to this idea of working with cycles with Persephone, learning when it's time to go full force, learning when it's time to pause, conserve your energy. It's okay to be on, again, we have this idea of you being on your own path. I do believe like your efforts are paying off. You're just going at your own path, your own pace. So my progress is not diminished by my setbacks. That can be something you tell yourself, my Geminis, when you're facing some little hurdles or delays. Remember this message. It's very powerful mantra right there, so can help you change your perspective on things. Overthinking, or maybe you're doubting yourself, anything like that, you can think back to that beautiful message right there. Okay, so that's all I'm saying for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this message. I hope it resonated. If it did, don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe. Those are all free ways to support my work. Thank you so much to those of you who take the time to do that. I'll be here all year with monthly readings, pick a card readings. We'll be with you every step of the way. I'm very excited. I am wishing you a beautiful year ahead. I'm sending you so much good vibes, and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Welcome, my Libra Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is going to be the reading for you, your 2025 year ahead reading. We're going to be looking at the energies of the year ahead. We're going to get an overview of what are the vibes, what you can focus on, where to pour your energy into so that we can have the best year possible. I really want to keep this reading first like a broad view, from a higher perspective, kind of like a bird's eye view, and then of course every month I'll come back and do a monthly tarot reading where we will look at things in more details. But for today, I want to try and get an overview of the year ahead for my Libra. And I also want to keep these readings quite empowering and quite gentle in the energies, as I know the end of the year, it can be a lot, whether you've had a good year or a bad year or a May year, it doesn't matter. Usually end of the year we're feeling it, we're feeling a little bit tired collectively. So I wanted to create a space that would be nourishing and kind and gentle for you to step into the new year, and hopefully these readings can be that for you. We're gonna start with dice. Like I was saying, we're doing a little bit of astrology. I will use these for my energies of the year ahead for you, my Libra. The moment where if you're wearing some headphones, you might want to take them out just until I throw them, because it can be a little bit loud. And without further ado, let's have a look at the energies for 2025 for my Libra. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we have. We have the plane, we have the lock, we have the fountain, we have the scarab, we have the wheel, the bridge, we have the alien, we have time, and we have the rainbow. Okay, beautiful energies for my Libra. The main thing that strikes to me is this wheel here. which for me, in the way I read these dice, are like, it relates to the Wheel of Fortune. So we're talking about big changes for my Libra in 2025. It could be a year where big changes happen, especially because it's right next to the bridge, which is all about transitioning from a step to another. We're crossing a bridge, we're going into a next chapter, and we're literally surrounded by two of the most positive talisman of my dice, which are the rainbow, which means, you know, seeing the rainbow after the rain, things getting better. We're finally seeing a little bit of color after some dark times potentially, as well as the scarab, which for me is a sign of protection, specifically relating to your guides, your ancestors. It's a powerful talisman of saying you are protected, you are guided. With this transitional time here, this first line, we have the idea of big changes for my Libras. We are transitioning from a chapter to another. 2025 is going to be a big year for you guys. There's going to be huge changes, life-changing things happening. We could go from being a student to being a working person. We could go from working to retiring. We could go from not being a parent to becoming a parent. We could go from being single to being in a relationship, or from being in a relationship to being single. You know, we could go from like living in a certain country to living in another country. We're talking about big changes here, things that are really in the realm of transitions, of crossing a bridge. We have the Wheel of Fortune, meaning that this is something that potentially is outside of your control, that I feel like you wished and prayed for. So maybe it's not a change that you initiate, but it's definitely something that you embrace and that you have prayed and wished for. So we also have the plane, obviously relating to travel. So if that's something that has been on your guys' mind, there's confirmation 2025. There could be opportunities for getting on a plane, checking new countries, discovering new places, traveling. I'm even hearing super specific, but for those of you who want to work in travel, this could be a year where you get more into that somehow, or something to do with either working with different cultures, different languages, traveling, tourism, something like that. That's coming strongly for my Libras. For the top line, the energies are really interesting. We have the luck, the fountain, the alien, and time. This time idea has come up a lot for a lot of my signs. I'm in the middle of filming them right now. Already we're halfway through and it has come up for a lot of them. With time, for me, I think 2025, it could throw some unexpected time loops. Collectively, there might be some things happening in 2025 that causes delay, that are outside of our control. You know, things like, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if in 2025 we don't have big strikes, for example, where suddenly the world goes into a little bit of a standstill, or maybe there's like huge delays happening because, I don't know, for a reason or another. Collectively speaking, in 2025, we're gonna have to be flexible with time. There's gonna be things happening, again, Wheel of Fortune, that are outside of our control, where we have to work with the energies of the world. That's not just my Libras, but it's coming as well for my Libras. We have with these other energies, there's opportunity for, I mean, for me, the fountain is always linked to blessings because it relates to the Ace of Cups energy for me. So again, very beautiful energies for my Libra. We could have opportunities for blessings, gifts, unexpected surprises, especially coming after a time where things might have felt very locked and blocked. So maybe my Libras, Sun, Moon, or Rising, the end of this year 2024, it's been feeling like you've been hitting your head against a wall. You're trying for things, you're pushing forward, you're making moves, and it's not working. It feels like literally banging against a door that has a lock on it and you can't find the right key. I'm really hearing that as soon as 2025 starts for my Libras, things should get a lot easier. We're opening the door, we are unlocking it, we have this water of blessings pouring into your life, especially with the alien next to it, which is linked to, I mean, it depends how you want to read this. For those of you who like to work with angels, with those kinds of very higher spiritual energies that feel very otherworldly, so if you guys work with angels, if you work with fae energy, anything like that, this is what this could relate to. A little side note for spiritual guides here being present. More generally speaking though, when this dice come up, it's the idea of being no longer afraid to stand out from the crowd. And again, that's an energy that's coming up for a lot of my signs. It feels like in 2025 people are sick of hiding behind masks, of hiding behind metaphorical masks, and people decide to be fully themselves, to embrace themselves fully, and to no longer give too much thoughts about what other people may think of them. There's a rebellious side to the energies, which are not specific to Libra, but definitely concern Libra as well, around embracing oneself, around standing up for oneself, around shining your own light, really being yourself, even if other people think you might be alien and weird and strange. Okay, so it's about embracing your uniqueness here and doing what's right for you, regardless of societal expectations, familial expectations, people's views, etc., etc. So beautiful energy. It's a transitional time, it's a big time. There could be some big changes going on for my Libras. We have an invitation to work with the potential delays, being patient, knowing when it's time to go, when it's time to pause. We have an encouragement to embrace blessings. We have doors opening, embrace your uniqueness, potentially some traveling on the go, as well as we have this idea of protection. And I'm really hearing that for my Libra in the energy, it feels lighter this year than the past one. Maybe 2024, it wasn't so great. It might have been a tough year for you guys. If that's the case, then no, next year it feels like the energies are definitely lighter, and I feel the speed is picking up. So we're gonna see what comes up, but I'm sensing this idea of, yeah, things are happening a little bit more, speed is picking up, doors are opening. So let's see. Now let's pull some cards and get more information for you. Let's pull some cards to continue your reading. The deck that wanted to work for my Libra is this one, a beautiful deck, very special. It is the Alchemical Tarot by Robert M. Place. This is what it looks like for all of my fellow deck goblins, but again, you'll find all the names of the decks in the description box. It's a really beautiful high energy deck. It's linked to alchemy, very special, and it really wanted to work for my Libras, so I love that for you guys. I've pre-pulled some oracle cards. I've not yet looked at them. We're gonna discover them together. The first thing we're gonna be looking at is to make this reading a little bit more unique. I thought we could get a glimpse at 2025, looking at it through a lens of archetypal energy, thinking about what archetype you're invited to embody this year, the energies you're invited to embody, and I thought we could do that through a lens of Greek mythology, specifically because Greek gods and goddesses are easy archetypes that we can relate back to our own life. So don't worry if you don't know anything about Greek mythology. Depending who you got, of course, I'm going to explain to you who it is. We're going to discover it together. But this is going to be like qualities, attributes, energies that you're invited to embody and work with in the year 2025. Let's see for my Libra who we have. Okay. My Libras did not come to play. We have Zeus. So I feel a lot of you will be familiar. If not, Zeus is the king and he's the boss. He's the boss of all the gods. He's the king of all the gods. He's the father of all the gods. And he sits on the throne of Olympus, ruling over all the other gods. So he's big boss, okay? He's big daddy. And he rules, he runs his empire, and he's the most powerful one because he's not only is he the ruler, but he also controls lightning and is just, yeah, very powerful energy to work with. With Zeus as the energy you're invited to embody, my Libras. First, charisma. First, here we're talking big boss energy. So let's start with leadership. There might be places, whether it's at work or in your interpersonal relationship, in your day-to-day life, where you are invited to lead, to show the way, to be that boss, to really show the path. People could be looking at you for answers, for advice. They could be looking at you as a team leader. They could be you could be put into a situation, my Libras, and places where people are looking up to you and asking you to show the way. There's this idea of authority, of showing the way, of taking on responsibility, of being at the top of the pyramid, at the top of the hierarchy, which comes with power and responsibility. So you're gonna have to figure out what kind of leader you want to be in your life, what kind of captain do you want to be. It doesn't have to be at work, although it could be, but it also could be in your personal relationship, like I said, amongst your friendships, in your day-to-day life. People are going to look up to you and see you as being an example, as being someone they can look up to, and as wanting to see how you can advise them, how you can counsel them. I would not be surprised if you have a certain charisma this year, a certain authority, a certain confidence. It will mean that people will respect you, but which also mean that you could have more responsibility in your life this year. Because when we lead, it comes with responsibility, right? The more power we have, the more responsible we are about the consequences of our actions. So that's something you guys are gonna have to navigate navigate this year, but it's very exciting because I feel like big year for like growing, expansion, like boss energy, manifesting things, making shit happen, you know. Zeus is very smart, he's very daring, he doesn't ask anyone's opinion. If he wants something, he takes it, to the point where, yeah, it can be problematic. Here obviously we're talking about the qualities of who you are invited to be. So here it's saying embody the energies of, again, charisma, authority, leadership, confidence. There's an invitation here to gather people and lead, gather your community and lead, show the example and lead. It's an idea of you can elevate yourself as well as elevating others. There's an idea of being ambitious, becoming really truly the embodiment of the captain of your own ship. You are taking back the reign in your life, you're taking the responsibility for your life, you are truly becoming the master of your own life. There's an idea also of looking at things from a higher perspective with Zeus, because he sits on Mount Olympus in Greek mythology, and which is like way high up in the clouds. So he sees things from a broader bird's eye view perspective. I mean, his animal is the eagle. He can turn into an eagle. So we have this idea of seeing things also from a higher perspective, my Libras, next year. It will help you to look beyond any limitation you might have put on yourself, and it will help you to gain some new perspective and to see and look at broader horizons. Anything you can do to look at broader horizons as well. This is a great energy for people who are starting their own business, who are moving on their own, who are starting a new chapter in their life, who are taking on a new project. Anything when you're birthing something off the ground, when you're starting a big chapter in your life, anything like that, this very like emperor like energy of Zeus can help you, and that's going to be the energy you're invited to embody. So very big year for my Libra, and powerful year. I think you could have a lot of power, again, to both elevate yourself but as well elevate others, which I think is going to be important. I'm hearing an emperor doesn't build an empire for themselves, they also build it so that they can have people around them. They want to better their communities. If they are obviously a healthy version of an emperor, the downside of the emperor is when they are just super ambitious for their own self-serving ways. That's obviously not what you're invited to do here. It's like elevate yourself so that you can elevate others as well, your loved ones, your community, your friends, whatever that is. But there's a sense here of you stepping into becoming the leader of your life, my Libras, and I love that. Let's pull some tarot cards, okay? We're gonna look at 3 things. I wanted, like I said, to keep this reading quite empowering, nourishing, and gentle. So we're gonna look at 3 things. The first thing is gonna be dreams, true calling, visions. In what way can 2025 help in you achieving your big life goals, life manifestations, your big dream? How can 2025 help you get closer to your vision? Then we will look at goals, productivity, and habits. So this is what you're invited to focus on in 2025. Focus your time, your energy, your money, all of those things. What are you invited to focus on? And then we will finish with in my opinion, one of the most important part of the reading is going to be how to invite more joy, peace, and fun into your life. This is how you can have the best year possible. How can you work with the 2025's energy to have a really good year, okay? And the first thing we look at is what can 2025 bring to you in the sense of dreams, true calling, vision, your big manifestation. For my Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for 2025, how can 2025 help you get closer to your dreams, to your manifestation? Look, I can't make this shit up, you guys. The Emperor. That's all about Zeus. And look, we even have a repetition of the eagle here. Yeah, this is a year my Libras are stepping into, fully embodying, becoming the captain of your own ship, taking the reins for your life. When the Emperor shows up in terms of dreams, true calling, and vision, I really feel like 2025 could be a good year for my Libras to manifest, go after their own dream, to make stuff happen. You're gonna have a lot of power next year, so you want to make sure you use it wisely. I'm really hearing that you could make a lot of stuff happen. You just want to make sure that you focus on making things happen that are nourishing for you and for the people you love and your community and for the world at large, right? And you want to make sure that you're not using that power pouring into things and people and situations that are not fulfilling for you. So you have to use your discernment, you have to use your logical mind, you have to use your clarity of mind. Zeus is very also king of sword energy, very like analytical in that way when he needs to make stuff happen, although sometimes it has a tendency to follow his heart as well. Like I was saying, sometimes to the detriment of other people. So you have to make sure that again you're using your logic as well as your intuition to choose the right, to make the right choices for you, my Libras. But already with the Emperor, big year for manifesting, for creating, for building. We love that. Okay, let's see what else. We have the Three of Swords, so it could be for me, as this is like around true calling, dreams, vision. It's a great year where a lot of you could heal some old wounds, something that potentially is still troubling you in 2024. Maybe it's something that happened this year that is troubling you, a wound, an emotional scar that you're carrying with you, or it could be from even before that, but 2025 there's opportunity to heal that, to create beauty out of the pain that you have suffered from. Because look, from this bleeding heart a rose is created. So with this we have the indication that for my Libras there's opportunities to turn your pain into beauty, to alchemize your pain into gold, to transmute the pain, the hurt, the wound, the trauma, whatever it is you've been carrying, into beauty, into inner power, into fuel, into compassion, into whatever it is you need, resilience even, whatever it is you need to go after your dreams. You can find that strength from what has happened, and I think that we're going to bring a lot of healing as well, specifically for those of you who are feeling a little bit hurt right now towards the end of the year. We have the Two of Swords, so there's gonna be some decisions you guys need to make this year. You'd be offered some opportunities, some choices. It could be, and you know, with the Two of Swords, I always get this sense of like, sometimes we go from having no choice at all to suddenly being overwhelmed with several options. It's like someone who's been single for ages, they could never find someone that suited their taste, and suddenly they meet two people at once who they like. Or like someone who's been looking for a job for a long time and suddenly they get two propositions at once. You know that vibe of like you go from 0 options to 2 or 3 and suddenly you have almost this like fear of making the wrong choice. This is what this Two of Swords could indicate. So I'm really hearing from my Libras, don't be afraid of making the wrong choice, because there will not be a wrong choice for you guys. You have to just make, you will have opportunities, you'll have doors opening, you have things being presented to you. You have to tap into this boss energy within yourself, this leader energy, this emperor-like energy, to make the right choice for you. And what you feel is right for you will be, especially if it comes after you feel like you've healed something. So if you take time for healing, for working through whatever it is you need to work through, maybe through embodying a little bit more of self-love, compassion towards yourself, giving yourself a bit of grace, that could open a lot of doors. It could let the universe know you're ready for expansion, for growth, for newness. And from that place, I think you'll be presented again several options. You will have to make some choices. There is no bad choice, because you're gonna embody this boss-like energy. You just have to make sure you listen to yourself here, that you don't pay too much attention to what other people are saying. I'm hearing, because Zeus does what he wants, okay? He doesn't have any time asking for the other god's opinions. He is the boss, he rules. So if he wants something, he takes it. This is that idea. If you guys want something, you have to go for it. Don't waste your time asking people, do you think that's right for me? What would you do? Would you go for this? No, listen to yourself. I'm hearing my Libras. Remember the dice, we had this idea of like paying attention to yourself. We had big changes with the Wheel of Fortune transition and all of that. You can make the right choices for you, my Libra. Trust in yourself, trust in your charisma, your authority, your assurance, your intelligence, your audacity. Those are all going to be very big attributes that you have this year. Okay, let's have a look at what you need to focus on, my Libras. Goals, productivity, habit. What are you invited to focus your time, your energy, your money, your intention? What are you invited to focus on in 2025? We have the King of Swords. Yeah, I think I talked about the King of Swords. Truly, it's going to be a year where you're going to have to make some decisions, but where you can rely on your logic, on your analytical mind, on your ability to weigh plus, minus, weigh two sides, make balanced decision, and to really look at things clearly. Again, I'm hearing taking a bird's eye point of view, looking at the big picture, bird's eye point of view. Your clairvoyance is extremely high in 2025, my Libra, so you're gonna see things clearly, you're gonna understand things clearly. Count on your intelligence, on the way that you view the world, on your literally your vision, the way your brain works, all of those things. You can count on that into helping you making the right decision this year. And here it's an invitation to trust in your decision making skills, in your intelligence, like I was saying, in your ability to see things clearly, your clairvoyance, in your ability to decide and move on, to not get bogged down by indecision, stuckness, procrastination. You're invited to take a decision and act on it. We are not getting caught up in, like I was saying, procrastination or this like analysis paralysis. No. This is the year for my Libras where we're no longer weighing things up for ages and ages. You've got places to be, people to meet, stuff to do. There is no time for dilly-dallying, weighing things up. It's all about action, movement. Let's do this, okay? So I feel you guys will be imbued with a lot more confidence to go after things without doubting yourself any longer and without spending too much time overthinking, over analyzing, or anything like that. Let's see what else comes up in terms of what you're invited to focus on. Look, we have the Nine of Pentacles, so there again, I would not be surprised if there's some big moves in the career world, financial world, starting your own business, expanding your own business. You might be becoming a manager of some form. You get a team, you get an intern, you are becoming a mentor, you are becoming a leader in some form, you are starting to give courses, like, I don't know, you're going back to school, you're becoming a teacher, you are making conferences. There's something here around really expanding in the career world and people looking up to you in the career world, in your workplaces and things like that. In terms of personal life, day-to-day life, what are you invited to focus on? Focus on ways you can create abundance for yourself, security, comfort, where you can nurture and the seeds you've planted this year in 2024. Ways you can continue to water those seeds so that they turn into a beautiful tree that could provide with fruits for a long time to come. And abundance doesn't necessarily mean money. For some of you guys, it's going to be nurturing your relationships because you want an abundance of love. For some of you guys, it's nurturing the time you spend on your hobbies because you want an abundance of creativity and passion. Nurturing the time you spend with your kids because you want an abundance of joy and of whimsy and of love in your life, right? So everyone's version and definition of abundance is different, but this is an invitation to focus on the ways you can nurture. I'm hearing specifically seeds you've already planted in 2024 so they can turn into trees that will continue to provide this year, okay? Let's move on to where you can bring more joy, more peace, more fun into your life. The way where you can feel happy, joyful, where you can feel peaceful. Where can you bring more joy, more peace, more fun into your life? How can you invite those things into your life? The Hangman. There's an idea of surrender with the Hangman, which is linked to really sometimes, you know, I was telling you, we have collectively this idea of, I don't know why I'm picking up on this from doing all of my signs. Next year, there could be some moments where as a whole, for the whole planet, we could have moments of pause, delays, things not happening when we think they will. So we're gonna have to embrace those unexpected changes. I mean, we're used to it since 2020 at least, you know, even before that. But working with instability, uncertainty, living with the unknown and embracing that there are things outside of our control is a skill that as human beings we're getting better and better at. That's sadly the reality of it, but it's true. And I feel like next year the way for you to feel happier, my Libras, is through remembering that there are things outside of your control and to not try and force things when you can clearly see that it's not time for you to force, but it might be time for you to pause. So I don't know if you guys are expecting something to happen and it's delayed, instead of being super frustrated and getting angry and ruining your day, you can instead let go and decide, okay, well, you know what, this was cancelled, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna use this time for a little bit of self-care, or maybe for doing something else that I wanted to do, or maybe I can just rest, pause, recharge my battery. And I'm really not saying this just for Libras, but it's coming strongly for Libras, that whilst yes, there's opportunities for you guys to go after your dreams, to push, to embody the emperor, you want to make sure that you are remaining flexible, that you're remaining adaptable, and that you're like keeping in mind that there's always going to be our timing and divine timing, and sometimes we have to adapt and flexible, work in these liminal spaces. We have an invitation with the Hangman here from my Libras to surrender, to embracing divine's timing, and to, especially because remember you guys had the Wheel of Fortune, embrace change, embrace unexpected changes, surprises. It's part of life. You're gonna learn, I think, next year to keep your center and to learn how to remain in the center of the wheel. Even when the Wheel of Fortune is turning, there's changes happening, momentum and all of that, we can find ways to remain at the center of the wheel because we've built within ourselves an anchor that remains our core, where we know that we have, you know, the people around us that we can count on, or maybe it's a practice, mindfulness practice we count on, or maybe it's a way of life, a philosophy, values, beliefs, whatever, that are our own and that can remain the constant in the middle of change. But truly it's gonna be a big year for my Libras with changes, and a lot of it is something you guys have worked towards, so it's something you're gonna want to be embracing anyway, because you've been praying for those changes, you've been asking for them. How to bring more joy, more peace, more fun into your life, my Libras. Look, we have the Ace of Wands, so it's, oh no, sorry, Two of Wands, even better. So with the Two of Wands, we have an indication to, I'm seeing this, okay, it's not what necessarily the Two of Wands normally means, but it's what this card is giving me energetically. I'm seeing the universe lighting up your torch by, this is like the universe giving you power this year. It's giving you power, it's giving you confidence, it's giving you a leadership role, it's giving you this spotlight. And now the universe is like, what are you going to do with that? Now that you carry the torch, you're the torch bearer. How do you want to move forward knowing you carry the torch for yourself, but also your loved ones, your family, your community, your friends? How are you going to move forward in the world, my Libras, knowing that you are a torch bearer? Maybe you bear hope, maybe you bear a vision, maybe you bear like this idea of confidence, a dream you have, but there's something there where you are invited to embody the power that comes with being a torch bearer. You know, like in the Olympic Games when people have to carry the torch, it's a huge role. It means that you are, like, it's an honor to carry the torch, but at the same time it comes with responsibility because you're carrying a symbol, you are being looked at, people are following what you do. That's the vibe for my Libras in 2025. Super interesting. The message here is also to rely on the ways where you can bring and work with more passion and more creativity in your life. The realm of wands is always linked to our passions, our inner fire, our sensuality, our confidence. So what are the ways where you can bring more of all of those things into your life? Are also ways you could have a good year, my Libras. Okay, we're gonna look at your oracle cards now. We're gonna see what you guys have. I've pre-pulled them, I've not yet looked at them, so we're gonna discover them together. Let's see. We have, look, we have the Magi. Yeah, this is a big year. This is a magician. It's a big year of manifesting, of making stuff happen, of like going after your goals, my Libras. Truly, you have a vision and you go for it. We magician plus emperor, poof, there's not much that can stand in your way, honestly. As long as you stay committed and as long as you remember that with power comes responsibility, there's really not much that can stand in your way, my Libras. But let's see. We also have the pillar. Yeah, exactly. I think this is really this reinforcing the idea of with power comes responsibility. You can become a pillar in your family, in your community, in your relationships, in your partnerships. You can become a solid foundation for people to, again, you know, this leader that shows the way, this torch bearer, someone who is like showing the path, all of those things. And this is beautiful. It's an encouragement to continue the work you've been doing. It's an encouragement to continue the vision you have on yourself. I'm also hearing as well that just because you're a leader and you're showing the way and that you have people counting on you in some form or another, doesn't mean that you have to forget about your own needs, about your own well-being. So make sure to also in the year, my Libras, to take care of you as well. It's great you want to take care of others, it's great you want to build this empire, it's great you want to elevate yourself and the people around you, but don't forget about also taking time for you, for rest, for pause. I've said this in pretty much all of my readings, but 2025 is a hermit year. It's a number 9 year. When you do like 2 plus 2, 4 plus 5, 9. So 9 is in the tarot is linked to hermit energies. So collectively, it's a time of introspection. It's a time of also listening to our own needs, of paying attention to ourselves as well. So that's also something to note. Okay, what else you guys have? Let's see. Surrender to your full power. Yeah, your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Yeah, there's not gonna be any playing small for my Libras. It's go time. It's go time, truly. Let's look at your animal for the year. Who is or what is your animal guide for the year? If you like to work with animal energy, I love to work with animals, so let's see what comes up. We have the peacock. Oh my god, another very big, bright, bold animal. We have time to celebrate you and all your magnificent life. Self-love. Yet don't forget about yourself while you're building your empire. That's great, we love it. It's good to have goals, it's good to, you know, push forward, but make sure you're taking some time as well to care for yourself, to celebrate you, also to be proud of yourself for showing up, for committing, for believing in your vision. That's also something you can celebrate. And of course the peacock is coming up as an animal guide, so pay attention to the ways the peacock could appear in your life. Maybe you see a real one, maybe you see it in your dreams, maybe you see a cute video of a peacock on social media. There's like ways that the peacock could appear for you as an important symbolism in 2025. Beautiful. You might even find a peacock feather. Why not? That would be very cute. Okay, last card is gonna be a message from your inner child that you need to know about 2025, what it has in store for you, my Libras. Let's see. Oh, that's so cute. Look, a gift. This is a French deck, but un cadeau means a gift. And this is, I forgot the name, Big Ralph, no? Something with Ralph. I watched it in French, but I don't know what you guys call it in English, but I think it's Pixar, not Disney, but it was cute. I remember it was about video games and stuff. It was cute. Becomes friends with a little girl who gives him a medal because he never had one, so I think she makes him one or something, and this is the gift. So for me, first off, gift means that 2025 there's a gift there. Metaphorically speaking, it's a year where you could have blessings coming, good surprises coming, a gift coming. For me, it's coming specifically related to friendships. There is gifts coming in the people you meet, or in the friendship you build, or the friendships that you deepen. Specifically, this is relating to friendships and friendships acting as beautiful gifts in your life, my Libras, in 2025, and honestly, I love that for you. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up with a little mantra for 2025 for my Libras. This is a cute little deck for affirmation. What is gonna be your affirmation, your little mantra for 2025? Let's see. For my Libras, your affirmation of the year. I am smart. Exactly. King of Swords energy, Zeus energy, Emperor energy. Trust your intelligence. Trust in the fact you're making the right decision. Trust in the fact you're learning the right lesson. You're choosing the right thing. You can trust your brain, my little Libras. You're smart. You know what? I love that for you. Okay, this is what I'm seeing for you guys for 2025. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you want to support my work, now is a great time to like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. You can put the bell on so you are notified every time I share another video. I will be with you all throughout 2025 with monthly readings, other pick a card readings. I want to send you so much good vibes, and until my next video, keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Welcome to your reading, my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is going to be your 2025 year ahead. We're going to be looking at what the energies of the year are for you, what you're invited to focus on, ways you can bring more joy into your life, and archetypes and energies you're invited to step into so you can have the best year possible. So this is going to be a very bird's eye view kind of reading. We're not going to go into year months by months, as I will be coming back and doing monthly reading on the channel anyway. I do want to try and keep this reading very uplifting, very gentle and empowering, as I feel like we need all of that before the year starts. Let's start, like I was saying, with a little bit of dice divination, also called astrogalomancy. So we have some dice here. This is a moment where if you're wearing headphones, you might want to take them away just while I throw them because it can be super loud. Other than that, let's get into it. We're going to look at the energies of the year 2025 for my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are the vibes? What are the energies for you? Let's see. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, for my Aquarius, there's a sense here with the first line of closing a certain chapter next year in order to start a new one. We have in my what I view as the Sun card, the equivalent, the World card. So when these two come together, for me, it's this idea of reaching the end of a certain path, closing a certain chapter so that you can start a new one, of coming to the end of a certain road and taking a new one. So I don't know, maybe some of you guys are finishing your studies and getting into work, or some of you might be leaving work and starting retirement. Some of you might be finishing single life and getting into a relationship, or you might be becoming a parent. You know, this idea of like big chapter that's starting in your life, something that's quite transformative. I see 2025 having the opportunity to bring that, specifically around something that's bringing you joy. We have the idea of time here, saying like it's time. So if you've been thinking about, I don't know, like change of career, you finally realizing, okay, next year it's time. Or I don't know, if you guys have been thinking about trying to make a family next year, it could be like, okay, it's time, we're gonna start trying with my partner to have a family. There's something around timing and around deciding it's time to start your business, it's time to go back to school, it's time to whatever it may be, but there's something around wanting to close a chapter and start a new one. And it's gonna require you to face some fears and to move anyway, right? When with this little one here coming through, it's our shadow. So this is an invitation to move through some fears and do that anyway. So if you guys are finishing your studies and you are starting working, of course there can be some fears around that. It's a lot, it's new chapter, it's new energies, there's a lot of like new responsibilities coming with that, but it's going to be about facing your fears and moving through to this new chapter that again could bring you a lot of joy, a lot of fulfillment. So there's an idea around grabbing time, working with time, divine timing for my Aquarius, which is interesting. We had that for another sign. I forget now, they're starting to all blend together. You guys remember which sign had a big focus on time, but if you watched it for your sun, moon and rising, it's especially more potent as a message. You know if you've seen it. Okay, bottom line, we have also the idea of make a wish, I'm hearing, and again another idea of time. So there's something around synchronicity, divine timing. I feel like for my Aquarius, you've been waiting for something to happen in 2024, maybe even 2023, and it did not. And some of you guys are like, okay, I'm sick of waiting, what is going on? I'm working towards this manifestation, I'm praying for something to happen, it's not happening, what the heck? 2025 is finally something is happening. It's like reaching the top of the pyramid, finally wish coming true, finally divine timing, we're unlocking a door. It feels like a sigh of relief. It feels like finally my manifestation is coming, and it's something you have been waiting on for a long time. So again, I don't know, maybe for you it's like you've been waiting for a break in your career, or for some of you, I don't know, you're creatives and you've been waiting for recognition from a book you've wrote or for an album you've put out. There's like a breakthrough for my Aquarius. There's like, I'm hearing lucky break, I'm hearing breakthrough. Finally, you're at the right place at the right time. And it's a long time coming for some of you. I feel like you've been praying for this for a while. You do have now Pluto with you. You know, Pluto is in Aquarius since November, end of November. Been a lot going on already with Pluto in your sign collectively. For the world at large. For you guys though, it's really gonna help from breakthroughs, bursting status quos, bursting obstacles, doors opening, divine timing, synchronicity. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, let's look at your tarot cards. And before we get into tarot, I wanted to start with this. It could be fun for 2025 to work with archetypal energies, with like who you're invited to embody, energies you're invited to embody, qualities of being you're invited to embody. I thought we could do this by working with Greek gods, Greek goddesses. They are archetypes that are easily relatable back to our day-to-day life. And don't worry if you don't know anything about Greek mythology. I'm gonna discover who this is together, but I will tell you what they represent, as I'm fairly familiar with them. So this is really gonna represent a Greek god or a Greek goddess that is an archetype representing energies, qualities of being actionable steps that you're invited to either embody or work with next year. So let's see, for my Aquarius, who is coming up for you for 2025 as your archetype? Wow, okay, we have Apollo. So for those of you who are not familiar, Apollo is the god of the sun in Greek mythology. You can tell, right? God of the sun, god of music, god of archery. So there's a side to him who's very focused. He's like the favorite son of the family. He's the golden child. I mean, he is literally the god of the sun. He succeeds in everything he does. He's pretty much representing perfection in that sense, that he's super talented, super beautiful. With Apollo, we have the idea of shining bright. So first thing for my Aquarius, this is a year where you're invited to shine, to truly embody the light within, to not be shy at all, but to shine your light, to be bold, to be bright, to fully express yourself, your beauty, your grace, personality, your voice. You're invited to embody the sun energy. It's the first thing. The second thing is, with Apollo, like I was saying, he is related to music. He's very... like, he is a sensitive soul. He loves the arts, specifically music. He loves poets, he loves artists, he loves musicians, he loves singers. So when Apollo comes as an archetype for you guys to embody, this is also an invitation to invite the arts into your life. Maybe some of you guys are thinking about starting to learn an instrument, or to take singing lessons, or to start learning how to draw, or to get back into all those things if those are things you used to do. It's an invitation to bring more art or beauty into your life, and to use music, the arts, poetry, words, everything like that, you know, all the beauty that we can create from those arts, to use those as a way to infuse again light, warmth into your life. If I have musicians, poets, singers, anything like that in my Aquarius, remember we had the idea of breakthrough. 2025 could be the year where you get noticed, where you get, you get seen, you start to pick up in the sense of success, your book is getting published, your album is starting to become popular. There's a sense of breakthrough specifically for my Aquariuses who are in the arts, right? My creative. With Apollo, we also have the idea of expertise, of perfection, right? Because he really is the golden child. Like, he's Zeus' favorite child, and there's a sense of him of like, he's so handsome, he's sensitive, he's good at everything. So we have an idea of perfection, of getting better and better at something. So I would not be surprised if my Aquarius focus next year is around perfecting yourself. If it's a skill you want to get really good at, you want to become an expert at something, you want to spend a lot of effort getting good at something, developing, learning, getting really comfortable with being good at something. So it could be in your work, you guys are doing lots of training to become better at what you do. It could be in your, I don't know, you're on a circle physical health journey, you're practicing developing strengths or something, getting better and better at something. It could be in your personal development, you are doing a lot of inner work to be the most familiar with yourself, the most in tune with yourself. It could be in your passion, in your hobbies. There's an idea of committing to honing a skill and becoming better at something, so that you can shine to the full capacity of your potential. Finally, with Apollo, the last thing I want to say is that we do have an idea of prophecy, of clairvoyance, because Apollo is also very well known for having an oracle in Delphi, where he had Pythia, oracles who could predict the future, foretell, and people from all over the world would go to the oracles of Delphi so that they could communicate with Apollo and try and get a prophecy, get a prediction, fortune telling, all of that. So he's also the god of prophecy in that sense. He's also very in tune with foretelling, prediction, divination, specifically prophecy in some form or another. So my Aquarius could have very strong abilities next year to not just seeing things clearly, but specifically for foretelling. Trust your intuition, my Aquarius. Next year, your intuition, your third eye chakra is gonna be on point. You want to be trusting what you're feeling is gonna happen, what you feel is going on. Your intuition is gonna be your compass next year, right? For some of my signs, the vibe was follow your heart. For some of my signs, it was make plans, be logical, be practical. For my Aquarius, follow your intuition, your clairvoyance. I believe everyone has clairs, whether it's clairsentience, clairvoyance, clairaudience. We all have different intuitive abilities. Trust those. Trust your sixth sense, right? Those little antennas to know or predict when something is going to happen or how something is going to happen. The sixth sense, right, is going to be very strong in my Aquarius for 2025. You're really invited to trust in that when Apollo comes. Okay, we're going to start pulling some tarot cards. I told you guys I wanted to keep this very like bird's eye view and also very nourishing. So we're going to look at three main things. The first thing is going to be dreams, true callings, visions. This is looking at in what ways 2025 can help you achieve your dreams, go after your true calling, go after your big manifestations, help you build your life vision, big life goals here we're talking about. What can 2025 bring for that? Then we're going to look at what you need to focus on, day-to-day goals, productivity, habit, what you're invited to focus your time, your energy, your money on in 2025. And finally, we'll finish with the most important for me, which is how to bring more joy, more peace, more fun into your life in 2025. Let's start with what can 2025 bring my Aquarius Sun, Moon, or Rising in terms of dreams for this. Dreams, goals, look, Wheel of Fortune. There's changes happening. I told you guys are finishing a chapter and you're starting a new one. There's something around a breakthrough, a change, the wheel is turning, we're finally seeing something working out. So I would not be surprised if 2025 is a big year for my Aquarius, in the sense of when you look back at the end of it, you're like, wow, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe finally there was this big change. It's like there's a sense of fate, you know. I told you, timing, divine timing, synchronicity. This is confirmation here. Let's see what else for my Aquarius for big dreams, big manifestations. Six of Rods, success. So again, I would not be surprised if some of you guys are finally getting your breakthrough at work, you're finally getting your recognition, you're being seen, you're getting, look, we have the world. I mean, we had that already with the dice that we pulled. So there's a sense of the world is looking at you, my Aquarius. So I don't know if it's like at work you're stepping up, you're starting your own business, you are launched, like I was saying, if it's my creatives, you are getting a breakthrough with your project. If it's in your personal relationship, you're achieving something big, like you're, like I was saying, meeting the right person, or you are starting your family, something big in the sense of we finish a certain chapter and we start a new one. But there's eyes on you. There's eyes on you, my Aquariuses. There's potential for successes here, specifically relating to people looking up to you, people looking at you, people admiring you in some form or another. With the world, we're going back to the idea of finishing a certain chapter as well, so we can start a new one. So like I was saying, it could be finishing work, going into retirement, finishing school, going into work, finishing single life, going into a relationship, or the other way around, finishing a relationship, going into single life. There's an idea of a transition here, closing a door to open a new one as well for my Aquarius in 2025. And it's coming from a desire for more fulfillment and being seen, I'm hearing. So let's continue with what you guys are invited to focus on, to spend your time on, to pour time into, to pour energy into, to focus your money, your time, your energy. For my Aquarius, we have the Two of Rods. So this is an indication, specifically I'm hearing right now before the end of the year, you're invited to make some plans for next year. It's not too early to make some, not resolutions, I'm hearing more so plans. It's good time to start planning before the year starts, to think about what it is you want to achieve, to think about ways you can move forward. And also specifically I'm hearing from my Aquarius, when the Two of Rods comes for productivity, it's like strategize, an invitation to truly make plans. Before you act, try and make plans, try and write things down, make a list of what you want to do, make a list of what you want to achieve. It doesn't have to be just work related or productivity related. It's like make a list of the places you want to visit, of the books you want to read. It doesn't have to be necessarily related to career or productivity, but just in the sense of what you want to achieve at large, what you are like, what your big goals are, those down into smaller steps, and then make a list so that you can start making plans. Here I'm hearing making plans before acting is gonna be helping you to actually commit and succeed, right? It's about putting in actionable steps so that you can walk towards your goals. Okay, my Aquarius, it's time to make some lists, it's time to make some plans. Okay, love that. Okay, the Lovers, beautiful. So it's also a reminder to, because this is related to productivity, day to day, all of that, it's an invitation to pour your intention, your energy, your time into what brings you love, what brings you joy, what brings you nourishment, right? With this energy of the Lovers, it's like, how can you bring love in your day to day? Maybe it's through pouring more love into yourself, making sure you're taking care of yourself, making sure you're speaking to yourself right, making sure you're treating your body right. Maybe it's pouring love into the people you spend time with, your family, your friends, your romantic partner, your colleagues. How can you bring more love into your day-to-day is going to be important for my Aquarius next year. So it's trying to bring love in the day-to-day through very small things. It doesn't have to be huge gestures. It could be, like I was saying, making sure you speak to yourself nicely, making sure you treat yourself nicely, making sure you ring your friends when you get that intuition that they're potentially need to chat, or making sure that you're bringing a nice coffee to your colleagues or something. You know, it's like little gestures. Maybe it's spending more time with your kids. It's ways you can bring more, or with your pets if you have pets. It's ways you can bring love into your day-to-day, and using that love as a way to really, again, make you shine, make you feel fulfilled, make you feel good. Think about all the ways you can bring more love to your daily activities, to your day-to-day, my Aquariuses. That's also very important, okay? Now we're going to look at joy, peace, fun. So how can you have more fun? How can you have more joy into, look, we have the Ace of Cups. Big theme around interpersonal relationship for my Aquariuses, so definitely spending time with friends, spending time with loved ones. If you are looking for a romantic partner, prioritizing that, potentially trying to meet new people. Also self-love, so making sure you are taking care of yourself, you are pouring love into yourself. You have this, you know, look, this sun here, so anything again to pour love into yourself and into your personal relationships are going to be ways where you can have a beautiful year. I'm hearing any love you pour out into the world is going to be returned to you tenfold. I'm hearing from my Aquarius as well, for a lot of you, it's around self-love. You really they're invited next year to commit to realizing you're beautiful, you are talented, you can shine, you deserve happiness, you deserve love. When Apollo comes, Apollo is beauty, he's purity in a sense, he's like perfection, you know, and he's the golden child, like I was saying. And that's how you should treat yourself. You should treat yourself as the god or the goddess that you are, and he can help you with that. He can help you remember that you're special, that you can shine, that you're beautiful, talented, that you're lovable, that you're worthy. There's also a big, like, self-love journey for my Aquariuses in that sense, and I love that for you guys. Let's pull one more card. Seven of Swords. Okay, it's gonna be around really paying attention to how you think specifically about yourself. I'm hearing my Aquariuses. When the Seven of Swords comes, he often represents, for me anyway, our inner critic, our inner saboteur, the way that sometimes we can be super harsh with ourselves. And so this is something you're gonna have to pay attention to, because there could be some big breakthroughs for my Aquarius, some things you've been waiting on for ages. When we have been in survival mode for a while and we finally get a break, something good is happening, we can doubt it, we can wait for the other shoe to drop, and that can get in the way of us enjoying the good things, because we're like, yeah, that's not gonna last, something bad is gonna happen, right? We are doubting it, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop. We can't get out of this survival mode in order to enjoy the beauty, the blessings present. And there is beauty here and blessings with the Ace of Cups. The Seven of Swords is coming as a little alert to say, make sure to not get in the way of your own blessings by potentially getting into this mentality of doubting things too much, waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know, it's an invitation next year to really work on ways you can step out of survival mode so that you can enjoy the breakthroughs and blessings that are on their way to you, okay? Very human, we all need that reminder sometimes, something for my Aquarius to pay attention to next year. Let's look at your oracle cards. So let's see what you guys have for your oracle cards. We have the Sovereign. Ooh, I love that. Okay, truly, you're being given your crown, my Aquarius, next year. You're being given your crown, right? Remember this solar energy, this Apollo energy, very vibrant, bold, beautiful energy, this bright light, and this is you. You are putting the crown back on your head. You're reclaiming your power, my Aquarius. You are reclaiming the fact that you can shine, that you can stand up, that you can be seen, that you can be loved. I love that. I love that for you guys. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what else. Look, reclaim. I just said you're reclaiming your power. Truly, my Aquarius, you're 2025, you're reclaiming the power. I have a strong feeling you guys are coming out of, like I was saying, a certain survival mode, and you're ready to embrace change. You're ready to embrace the blessings coming in. You're ready to reclaim your power. You're ready to be seen. You're ready to be noticed, and I love that for you. Okay, let's see what else we have. Surrender to silence. Okay, interesting. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. It's interesting because I've said it for all my signs, and I hadn't told you guys yet, but 2025 is a hermit year in terms of energy. When you do 2 + 2 + 5, it makes 9, and 9 in tarot is a hermit card. So collectively, 2025 is going to be a year when we're going to walk with the hermit energy. So the hermit being linked to introspection, spending time with ourselves, silence, contemplation, all of those are going to be collective energies we are all invited to, we are all going to be walking with, right? It's the energy of the year. So for my Aquarius, this is a little reminder of that, to make sure that in your year, to also make sure that you take time in 2025 to work with this hermit energy of meditation, contemplation, stillness, silence. For the collective, it's going to be something we work with, and for you guys, you're really invited to step into that. I think specifically to help heal, replenish you when you feel like you need to recharge your batteries. Those energies are going to help you. Okay, this is going to be your animal guide for the year. So let's see what animal my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising got. We have Diamond Light Activation. Light activation and new energies are coming your way. Be open to receive and welcome them in. And we have the Penguin. So pay attention to the way the penguin can come into your life, in your dreams. Maybe you're seeing like penguin videos on the internet. Maybe you might even see real penguins. If that's the case, I love that. I saw penguins in 2024. I love them, so I wish you to see them as well because they're adorable. Okay, let's wrap it up with the last oracle card we have is this one, which is gonna be a Disney themed oracle card. It is related to a message from your inner child around what you need to know about 2025, little message around what else we need to know of 2025, what the year has in store for you, specific message from your inner child, and we have a new start. And look, I mean, we have the Dalmatians here, and so obviously if this is something that you guys are desiring and it's something you've been like, you know, thinking about doing, I would not be surprised if my Aquarius, there's some of you who like become parents or grow their family, getting pets, moving in with someone, extended chosen family, becoming pet owners, becoming parents, all of that. Again, if that's something that speaks to you, that could be one of the big change happening for you guys. Generally speaking, with a new start, I mean, it's everything we've talked about, right? With this Wheel of Fortune, with the world. You guys are finishing a chapter next year to start a new one. That's beautiful. Okay, we're going to wrap up the reading with a little affirmation, a little mantra. I'm obsessed with this deck. It's super cute. It's a little mantra affirmation deck, and I wanted to give you a mantra for the year. Something to remember. Last little message, easy to remember. Last word of advice: rest is not something I need to earn. Okay, you know what? I feel like some of you guys specifically need to hear this before the end of the year. It's okay to pause, it's okay to rest. So that's something to remember. Little affirmation: rest is not something I need to earn. Beautiful, important. We need this reminder in this very capitalistic, productivity heavy society. It's okay to rest. It's not even just okay, it's important, it's necessary, it's crucial. That's all I'm seeing for you guys, my Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you something of value. If it did, don't hesitate to like the video, of course. You can leave me a comment. I love to read you. If you're not yet subscribed, I invite you to do so. You can put the bell on so that you are alerted every time I post new videos. Next year, I will be coming back with monthly readings, pick a card readings. I'm wishing you a beautiful year ahead. I'm sending you so much good vibes, and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye!